Well, hello and welcome back. So today we're going to be using JUnit, which is a JVM test framework, to write a sample test case for our Java class. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this project. I've already imported JUnit dependencies. So it's got three different dependencies right now for JUnit 5, which is going to be Jupyter, Platform, and Vintage. So we've got those all imported, and those all handle a different part of the JUnit test framework. So what we're going to do is start by creating a sample class, and that class is going to just set a message and return that message. And then what we're going to do with our test case is verify that we get the expected message returned to us. So we'll start off by creating the constructor for our sample class, and that constructor is going to take a message as input, and it's going to set that as the private message. Alright, very good. And we're going to get a couple of methods in here, and one's going to return the right message, and the other one's going to return the wrong message. So what we're going to do first is the right message is going to return the attribute message from the sample class. Okay, nice and easy. We'll return message. Very good. Alright, so now we're going to create wrong message. It's also going to return a string. What we're going to do is check for a particular case. In this case, we're going to use the word tacos. So if it is tacos, we're going to return the word burrito, else we are going to return tacos. And this is just so that we can see that our right message returns as we expect it to. So now when we write our test case, we're actually going to use tacos as the input and make sure that that's what gets returned from the right message and not what gets returned from the wrong message. Okay, very good. So we've got our class. So now we're going to have to write our test cases. Okay, so we're going to create another file here. And this is going to be our unit test file. Alright, so now we're going to need to import a couple of dependencies from the JUnit framework. Alright, so here what we're importing is the test. So that's actually going to be a bean that we're going to add to the test cases so that JUnit framework recognizes that this is indeed a test case. And then the assert equals, which is basically going to take two values, compare them, and if it's true, it's going to return okay. If not, it's going to return a failure result. So we'll go ahead and create the message that we're going to send. As I said, we're going to use tacos just to verify that our cases return as we expect them to. And we're going to initialize a new instance of sample class with that given message. And now we're going to write our first test case here. And this is going to test the right message. So when we test this, we should get tacos as a return value. So, all right, we're going to verify that our message is equal to the sample class's right message method. Okay, very good. So that's our first test case. Now we've got to write the other one, and this is going to be proof of failure. So we're going to do a return of test wrong message. And we're going to use the same code, only we're going to compare our value of message to the wrong message method in our sample class. All right, very good. So one more thing that we need to do here, we're going to have to create a main method to execute this test. So we're going to go ahead and create another file here. All right, and we're going to call this our runner. And we're going to get some more of our JUnit imports going here. All right, so we need our runner. And this is going to take care of executing those test cases for us. We're going to have a result, so that's going to indicate whether we have success or failure. And what we're interested here is going to be failures, so we're going to have a notification of failure. Alright, excellent. So now we're going to initialize our test runner. And our main method is going to reference the unit test file. Alright, so there we go. We're using unit test to initialize the runner to get our result. And what we're going to do when we receive our results is iterate through and identify any failed cases. Alright, and if we find any failures, we're going to send that to system.out. Excellent. Alright, so that should be good to go, and then we'll just go ahead and add a line at the end here to indicate that we've executed our tests and the unit is complete. Perfect. Alright, so we'll save that off. Verify that we got everything we expected, and we'll go ahead and run our main method here. Okay, so it'll be a few seconds here while that builds. Alright, and we are executing, and we've got our one failure printed out to the screen. We expected tacos, but received burrito, and the test case is complete. So there's our first test. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to check back for new content.